Weed control in soybeans the last few years has gotten to be really difficult because Roundup just hasn't seemed to work like it used to.
No, it's gotten difficult because guys haven't been using pre's like they're supposed to be.
Yeah, but
we never should have stopped.
Yep, I agree with that, but even if you use a pre, most farmers are only going to use one pre-emerge herbicide. If you got a major Roundup resistant weed problem, in my opinion, you need to use at least 2 pre's. So if a farmer uses 1 pre and he's going to use Roundup, what I'm saying is he's probably still going to need something post-emerge as a tank mix partner.
Well, there's no doubt about it. You can't let any weeds escape. And when you think about Palmer pigweed or tall water hemp, those weeds can produce well over 1 million seeds per plant. And you let just a few of those guys go and you've got a train wreck for next year.
Okay, so let's talk about how to solve some of these problems out in soybeans. We'll start with, since you mentioned the Palmer pigweed and the water hemp, the best product to use there would be FlexStar. The problem with FlexStar is you can only use it 1 time per year. So if you use it pre-emerge, let's say, you can't use it post-emerge anymore. If you use it early post, you can't use it late post. You got to be very careful in when you're going to use that timing.
Well, no, I don't think the problem is you can only use it once a year, Brian. I think the problem is it doesn't have much residual and you have to spray weeds when they're small. So you can pretty much, yeah, you can only use it once, but you got to do it fairly early in the year. And when we think about these pigweeds, guys are thinking, I need a rescue product. Something I can go out there in mid-July, take down a 1 foot tall or 2 foot tall weed. Those products do not exist. Even when you think about, well, I'll just switch to Liberty Link beans and use Ignite. Hey, that would be an upgrade over what you have available with Roundup. There's no doubt about that in terms of pigweed control. However, even with the Ignite option, you just can't wait until so late. You've got to spray pigweeds small.
Okay, let's talk about some other products you could use post-emerge. Again, FlexStar, real good choice for water hemp and Palmer pigweed. Not quite as good a choice for volunteer corn. If you've got volunteer corn post-emerge, we know that most corn around the country is volunteer Roundup ready corn. So we've got an issue. You're going to have to go out with something like Select Max, for example. It's not that tough, and here we actually do have good rescue options, because even if the corn gets 2 feet tall, you can go with a really high rate of Select Max. But just keep in mind, if you're letting volunteer corn grow to be 2 feet tall, you've already lost a bunch of yield. Why wait? Spray it early. It's so inexpensive to control this stuff. We're talking $2 to $4 an acre is it to control volunteer corn. Spray it when it's small. If you have to spray again twice, so what? It's $2 to $4. Who cares? Get the weeds under control before they hurt your yield.
And again, with all volunteer corn, I not only assume that it's Roundup resistant, I also assume it's resistant to Ignite, because a lot of the quad stack and smart stack type hybrids that are getting to be very popular, they're Roundup ready and Liberty Link. So the volunteer offspring is going to be the same.
Okay, how about Velvetleaf, Darren? What would you do? Best products.
With Velvetleaf, I look at residual control. It has to be very important. Now, you can wipe it out with Roundup right now or Ignite and do a nice job. However, there'll be more Velvetleaf coming later in the season. I like Pursuit and Raptor. They've got a good deal of residual. I also like anything that has some Python in it with your pre-emerge herbicide. That's a pretty good deal. There are a number of products like that that do okay. First Rate is okay on Velvetleaf. It'll get them if they're small, 6 inches or less. But when I've got bigger ones, then you've got to switch to something like Resource or Cadet. Those are going to be the products that are just contact only, but they can kill the big ones. So try and get the Velvetleaf when they're a reasonable size, maybe 6 inch or less. Use Pursuit or Raptor. I think you're going to get good residual control. Otherwise, if you need rescue, again, it's Resource or Cadet.
Okay, we're going to be talking about these things more as we get into the season when you're actually out spraying your soybeans. But we wanted to talk about it today because you're probably thinking about what are your plans for 2012? You're prepaying, you're buying products right now that you're going to spray next summer. We don't want you buying the wrong things. So, for example, if you have lamb's quarters out there, well, you know what? FlexStar isn't the best. Select Max obviously isn't going to control them. The very best thing on lamb's quarters would be one of the Harmony products, Harmony SG or something like that, and there are generic options available now too, but that can be tank mixed right in with the Roundup, and that will definitely help on lamb's quarters.
Another weed species that's becoming more of a problem is the ragweed species. Both giant and common ragweed have been found to be Roundup resistant in different areas of our country. So when I've got those weeds out there, I just assume Roundup isn't going to work like it used to. I need to add something in there. Now, pre-emerge Authority First looks really good.
But don't do that, because then you've used up your First Rate.
Yeah, I like to save that First Rate for my post-emerge option. So First Rate does a decent job on both of the ragweeds, especially if you get them when they're small. You could add some FlexStar in at the same time you're spraying first rate, and it's even a little bit better.
All right, what do you think about wild buckwheat, Darren? What would you do?
Well, wild buckwheat, the best thing you can do is hit it very, very small before it starts vining out and use something like Pursuit or Raptor. You could use those products in a pre as well, something like an Optil, the old Pursuit Plus, some of those different options. They're great, or you could put it on post-emerge. You don't even need a super huge rate. You just need at least a half rate on the soil, or once that weeds up, you will need the normal
Okay,
rate.
how about Kochia? We've seen some Roundup resistant Kochia start to pop up. What do you think there?
Well, that's one of the tougher ones post-emerge to get. Nothing is great on it, and even the pre-emerge options aren't perfect. Personally, if I could use anything in the world, I would use a regular rate of Treflan down. After I tilled that Treflan in, I'd lay some Valor or Authority, either one, on top of the ground. I think that does a nice job. You could also use Sencor in that application.
But we're focused on post here, Darren. Post-emerge, what do you think's the best?
Then post-emerge, you want to get them when they're about an inch tall, and you want to spray something like FlexStar out there post-emerge. You could use Cadet or Resource
or
also,
Cobra.
But you know, all of those products, you're going to have to get them on when the Kochia is an inch or maybe 2 inches tall.
Yeah, I think Cobra would be a better choice than anything other than FlexStar, but nothing is real great. You've got to get it when it's small. Well, once again, there are a lot of options that you can run into when we're talking about tank mix partners post-emerge with Roundup. It's not nearly as simple as corn. In corn, we've got so many broad spectrum products. In soybeans, you kind of have to narrow up the focus. If it's lamb's quarters, it's one thing. If it's wild buckwheat, it's another thing. If it's Kochia, it's another thing. So it's a lot more difficult in soybeans, and that's where you almost need to go field by field to decide what is best for your farm.
Yeah, it's the same thing if you have our Weed of the Week. You'll need to take a look at what the best options are, but first you have to identify it. Can you identify this week's Weed of the Week?